Good afternoon. This is another video in the series of employer tutorials designed to help our job participants in understanding what employers are looking for in appointing staff. My name is Jason Corkin from the Sussex Community Development Association. I'm a volunteer working alongside Wendy and Matt in the work and health programme for the Job Search 2020 project. I'm joined today by Zena Porsche, who worked as a carer for adult social care, but then ended up as running 11 care homes on the sort of night cycle of management. So if I just ask Zena and welcome her today, if you'd just like to talk about how you sort of got started with adult social care, and over to you, Zena.
I started in the early 90s and I was a care officer in a day centre, and we had internal positions and vacancies, and from that one I then went to a house and became a carer in a house with social services, and then a position came up as a waking night care officer where you are responsible for 10-11 houses at a time in the area, and your job role is that you go in at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You ring all the houses up and make sure that everybody is fine and everybody is, if there's any problems in the houses or anything like that, and then you decide where you have to be based for the night. And then first thing in the morning you ring up again and make sure that everybody had a good night and no issues or anything. But if there were any issues in the middle of the night, the sleeping in person, which was in each house, would give you a call, and then you would base somewhere else. So you was like a floater as the waking night care officer. But part of my role was also to employ new night sleeping in personnel.
Okay. And what sort of challenges did you find in recruiting staff to that particular position?
Well, the first thing we would always look for is when anybody filled in an application form, that they would fill it in the correct color of ink that was required.
Okay.
Because we was always told, if you can't follow a basic order like that, then in the job that we provide, it is very important to follow orders, and that is not in a derogatory way. It is only because you're giving a very high care for a lot of vulnerable people. So we need to know that when you're on your own of a night time, you can actually do the job properly or ask for help. Okay. So when anybody came with the right ink and everything, there would be 4 waking night staff who would attend the meeting with a new employee, and we would all have a set of questions to ask, and everybody, whenever any employee would come, would have the same set of questions, and it would work on a point system that you awarded.
Okay. And again, where did you advertise for those for that position?
We would advertise internally, and we would advertise in the local courier or whatever.
Okay. And did they have to fill out an application form, or could they send you in a CV?
Both was acceptable.
Okay.
Both would have been fine.
And again, with the carer role, did you require them to have qualifications, or did you prefer staff to have experience?
It didn't actually matter, because you would get full training for the first 6 months. For the first 3 months, you would almost shadow somebody. And then for the first 6 months, and ongoing training, you would always be sent on different training courses. So that was not an issue if you came from somewhere else.
And when you shortlisted interviewees from the application form, what made an application form stand out for you to shortlist?
Clear expression, clear writing if possible, or even typing, okay? But make sure that you put everything relevant to the question that we asked. so that you can actually demonstrate that you read the application form and that you understood the application form. And if there was anything that you didn't understand, then please make sure that you said it on the application form, or anything new, because every job is different.
Okay. And at the interview, when you first met the interviewee, what initially would you be looking for?
That the person was clean shaven, tidy, and open, and straight, looking straight at somebody, and being clear and precise in their answers if possible.
Thank you. And so in your role as the night manager, what key attitudes for employees would be essential to help run the care homes or run the business?
But for a start, you need to communicate. You need to be a really good communicator. You need to see a problem. You need to be able to familiarize yourself with a new situation fairly quickly and precisely, and not be frightened to ask for help.
Thank you very much indeed. And that is the end of that interview. Thank you.